shifts.
I think also if we can show people how their economics are going to be impacted down the road by rapidly rising hydro costs, and and show them that we're honest, that this is honesty right here, rather than what the government is doing. That I think that will draw people in by showing them how their economics are going to be impacted.
I think you just made a huge point, at least to me, to understanding the filming of this. And that's, maybe no one really will watch this, who knows, right? I mean,
People will watch.
This may or may not be that exciting, but what this is we're willing to expose ourselves in terms of our own process for coming up with decisions and showing how we're doing something, right? Now, why can't we go on the internet and watch how the government does it? Why is there so much behind closed doors in terms of the governance of what's actually going on? And I mean, it just seems to me that, let's say we were the government, and
they're up to no good.
Well, let's say there's 100 people out there, and if we bring the scale down and we close the door in here, and we make all the decisions, and we never tell them how we did, and then we we bring in a PR firm to
get our message out,
to get the message out, and to pay for parties, and to send them on trips and stuff like that. It's just like it's so screwed up how much confusion there is, or lack of clarity, because we don't know what they're doing, and the press reports a certain packaging.
I have an answer to your question. Why are the governments not more open about their process? Because they have something to hide.
That's right.
Well, they dare not let us know what is really going on. It's so crooked.
Okay.
Language and thrift. Thrift. This may not be apropos, but when you write something, I am very aware of the fact that you should use thrift with your language and write at the level, I think I'm told, of 8 or 10 or 8th grade, I don't know, I'm not sure quite where, but definitely high school grade. You've got to write in high school grade language and keep it simple.
Yeah.
And so thrift in language is very important there. And even applying it to the business people, or
keeping it short.
Keeping it short and focused, so that we can get our point across in the simplest possible way, in order to get to the people, because I think it's very important that the corollary to that is, if you can use emotional phrases rather than factual phrases, they are more effective. But that maybe doesn't quite fit in here, but that's another part of writing. Anyway. It's not just ego and using a big vocabulary because you know it. When I reckon I have a good vocabulary, and there is a certain thrift in some of these long words which can condense a whole lot of meaning into one word, but you defeat yourself if people don't know what the hell you're talking about. So you have to go back to the simple sentences and the simple phrases.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And this very process is it's just a single word. This isn't like a regular meeting where people stand up, like you say, in the front of the room and deliver a speech. It's very thrifty in terms of language and words.
You want to add your 2 cents with all that? Did you get a different interpretation then?
No.
Okay, so we have one final word, and does someone like to turn it over?
I will.
Now, this is at the organizational level. So this is very
Stewardship
Very nice.
and intimacy.
It works so well.
It's interesting how quickly that a certain level of intimacy happened in this group.
But in terms of our project, you got to get to know the people. That's one thing. That's sort of intimacy. There's getting glad handing. I hate this, but getting to know people on a one-on-one basis, so that you have a Christian name, you've shaken hands, maybe even take somebody out to lunch or have a coffee with them. This is how you access people, or it's part of the access. Which intensifies our stewardship. Oh God, I'm making this up. This is it intensifies our stewardship of our project.
Sure.
This is a bit of a stewardship team in a sense. So these are the elders who are here. We're stewarding it right now by being the core members. Like if any more drop out, we're sort of, there isn't much left. And it's, in terms of intimacy, I think if people do not feel an intimacy with, stewardship is a sort of a different term than management. And they use management systems in the old paradigm. In the new paradigm, it's more stewardship where you're taking care of things. And so it's like taking care of the land, taking care of the people, taking care of whatever has to happen. And if people don't sense that as they come into this, that they're not going to want to be part of it in a sense. And in terms of the languaging, it's so important to, I know for myself, when I was speaking today and I said that, I say too much. I talk about the shared knowledge community, I'll go into all this detail, and I've lost the person probably within 4 sentences rather than just say, it's a way to help people learn, create, communicate. And that's it. And if they ask more, you can give more, but it's a big lesson for me, because I could go into the explanation of this whole table.
Right. And you lose people, and people have to experience things. At least I have to experience things rather than having it explained to me in the minutest detail. I'm not a detailed person, and when people are overwhelming me with detail, I just shut off. Unlike an engineer, you see. So we all have a different way to do it. And for me, it's like, give it to me quickly in maybe one sentence and then let me experience it.
Right.
And I've been in situations where salespeople have talked themselves out of a sale with me. That's the way I am. Too much talk.